Hello, this is Stephanie from IPassedTheCIAExam.com. Studying is a big part of the CIA exam preparation, but managing your expectation and stress level on the exam day is equally important. Let's go through what you're going to experience on the exam day, as well as what you should bring and not to bring to the CIA Exam Center. What to bring? First, exam appointment confirmation letter. Triple check that you bring the letter. It may also be useful to bring your authorization to test notification you received via email from the IIA. Second, identification. The ID must be the original document. It has to be current and include a photo. The name should be exactly the same as your name as registered in the CIA exam, which is printed on the test confirmation. If the name needs to be changed, you can log into the CCMS account and amend accordingly. Acceptable IDs include passport, government-issued driver's license, military IDs, permanent resident visa, credit card with photo, and other government-issued IDs. Unacceptable forms of identification include employee ID or work badge, and university IDs. Third, optional items. Candidates are allowed to bring a non-electronic language translation dictionary. Please note that no highlighting, notes, and attachments are allowed in the dictionary. What not to bring? You'll be given an erasable noteboard and pen. Calculators will be available on screen. Therefore, you are not allowed to bring in scratch paper, pens, pencils, and calculators. What to expect at the CIA Exam Center? Pearson VUE provides a video to show you what a typical testing site looks like and what you will go through in the registration process. Please note that this video is made for candidates in all disciplines. For details on the rules, such as those on calculators, always refer to the IIA Candidate Handbook. What to do before the exam day? First, CBT Exam Tutorial. Prior to taking your scheduled exam, complete the tutorial by selecting CBT Exam Tutorial on the IIA website. Second, test drive to the center. The appointment letter indicates the location and address of the exam center. If possible, run a test drive by going to the center using the same traveling method and around the same time of the day. You'll have a better idea of the traveling time required, and you'll know how the building looks like, and little things like recognizing the entrance door and the feel of the exam site helps to minimize the uncertainty you have on the exam day. What to do on the day? First, registration. The IIA rules state that you must arrive 30 minutes before the exam. There will be other candidates taking the exam in the same time slot. There is always a chance that the person before you take much longer than normal in the registration process. To improve the odds of having a smooth exam experience, I suggest you arrive at least 45 minutes prior to your exam. You'll be given a key for the locker to put your personal belongings. The locker is typically small, so it's better to bring a small backpack rather than a large bag. I will also leave unnecessary items such as jewelry and laptops at home. You'll also be asked to read and sign the Candidate Rules Agreement. After that, hand in your ID and provide a signature sample for verification. The administrator will also take a digital photo of your face and capture your fingerprint for record. Second, getting ready. The administrator will give you an erasable board and pen. Once you sign in and are brought to the workstation in the exam room, you can start. Part 1 exam has 125 multiple choice questions to be completed in 2.5 hours. For each of Part 2 and Part 3, there are 100 questions with 2 hours to complete. There's no scheduled breaks. If you need to leave the room during the exam, you must raise your hand and be escorted out of the room, and sign a log sheet and get fingerprinted. Any time taken for breaks counts towards the overall time allotment for the exam. What to do after completing the exam. You can raise your hand and the proctor will take you from the exam room. After turning in your noteboard and signing on the test center log, you'll be given a printed copy of the unofficial score report. This report will show a pass without any number if you pass the exam. Otherwise, a numeric score below 600 will be shown, indicating how much you missed the passing mark. A more detailed performance assessment report will be available in CCMS on the IIA website a few days later. If you have any questions on the exam content and the score, contact the IIA by logging an incident in CCMS. The proctor at the exam site only handles the technical side of the exam administration. I hope this video gives you more insight on what you should expect on the exam day. Your questions are most welcome, and please drop a note in the comment section below. If you find this helpful, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for more information on the CIA certification. Good luck on your exam, and see you in the next video.